Hey guys, it's Viv, and for today's video, I'm actually starting my new series. So welcome to the Back to Basics series. That's currently what I'm calling it. However, if you have any cooler names, you can let me know in the comment section below. But basically what this series is about is I'm going to be showing you guys basic hand sewing and sewing machine techniques on how you can create different types of garments for your American Girl doll. Because I know that not everyone on my channel knows how to sew, even though I do a lot of sewing tutorials, and I want to be able to help you guys out in case you don't know how to sew and want to know how, or you just want to improve your skills. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you some basic hand sewing techniques. That's what we're going to start off with. I'm going to show you how to thread a needle, do a running stitch, and how to finish a stitch. So let's go ahead and get started. So for demonstrational purposes, I will be using a large needle, and you can see that the eye on this needle is a bit large, and that's because I'm also going to be using embroidery floss just so that it's easier for you guys to see. I'm also going to be using some felt because it's easy to sew through, and if you're learning how to sew, I recommend you start on felt as well. However, this method of sewing will work on any type of fabric. So I've switched my background here just so you guys can see a little bit better. I hope that helps. So we're going to be starting by threading a needle. So there are many different ways of threading a needle. There are needle threaders, and everyone has their own personal way of how they like to do things. So I'm just going to show you how I like to do mine, and this is a pretty standard way. So you're going to take your thread, and it can be regular sewing thread, embroidery floss like this, or any type of string that you have that you want to sew with, and you're just going to push it through the eye of the needle and bring it out to the other side. So obviously, since I'm using a large-eyed needle, this is pretty easy for me to do. However, if you're using a small needle, this could take a few tries, and you just have to be patient with it. If your thread starts to come loose at the ends like this, you can just wet it in your mouth and kind of spin it together so that it creates a thinner piece, or you can just trim it so that the ends are nice and solid. So once you have it like this, you're going to pull the short end through until you have a length of thread that you are satisfied with and that you feel comfortable to thread with. So once you have the amount of thread that you want, you can go ahead and trim it off of the spool. So once you trim the string or thread that you have to the amount you want, there are different ways of tying it off. So one of the most common methods is to just take the tail ends and make sure that they are even, and then just tie them together in a knot. However, since I am using embroidery floss and doubling up my threads will make them really thick, and I don't want that for my seam, I'm going to take them like this and just tie one of the ends. And I'm gonna leave this, but you can trim it off if you like, and then that is how you thread a needle. So now I'm going to teach you a really simple stitch called a running stitch. The running stitch is what people normally associate with sewing, which is just the up and down stitch. So you're going to start by folding your fabric, or just taking your fabric and starting where you want to sew. If you are sewing a seam, you would have the good side of the fabric on the inside and you have the wrong side facing out. So I'm going to take my needle that's been threaded and knotted. I'm going to take it and start at the seam point. That's where I want to start my seam, and just take the thread and pull it through, just like that. So now I'm going to come down into my fabric like that and make sure that I catch the seam on the other side, or the fabric on the other side, and then just pull it through again, creating one small stitch. So I'll demonstrate one more time just how to do the running stitch. So you're going to take your needle and come up through the bottom of the fabric like this. See where my needle is? Pull the needle through so that it comes all the way, and make sure that the thread is not knotted on the other side, and then just come right back down about a rice grain's length away from your other stitch, and just like that, you are doing a running stitch. So once you get to the end of where you want to have your seam, you're going to need to finish off your stitch. So you're going to take your needle and come to the back of the fabric, and then you're just going to pick up a little bit of the fabric, and don't go all the way through to the other side. So you can see that my needle is not visible on this side, and I'm only picking up fibers from the back side of the fabric, just like this. So let me focus that so you can see it. So bring the needle through as if you were doing a regular stitch, and you should find that there is a loop at the back here. So you want to pull it so that the end comes through, and then this will be like, if you pull this end here tight, then that'll create a stitch. But what you're going to want to do is, with this loop, take your needle and come through that loop. and then just pull it tight so that it creates a knot, and that knot will finish off your stitch.
And then I like to do this just one more time, so a total time of 2 if I was doing it like this. But if you want a lot of security, then do this a whole bunch of times, but you can never be too secure on a stitch. So, like I said before, instead of pulling it taut to make another stitch, you're going to come through the loop, pull the ends through, just like that, to create a knot, and there you go. You have finished your stitch.
But once you finish sewing up your seam and tying it off, you should have now a finished line of stitches. So anyways guys, that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, Ever After High and Barbie doll videos as well. I'll see you next time for another video. Bye!